Hi, Maria. Thank you so much for firstly inviting us into this wonderful gallery today. Obviously met you briefly on Saturday and had a walk around, and the space is both inspiring and incredible. So thank you for inviting me back and for sitting down with us. I think an interesting topic to start with is how you found yourself in Dubai. What was that journey to Dubai, number one, and then your journey into, I guess, the antiques business. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure, Sheldon, thank you so much. I'm so happy to welcome you in our
Thank you.
antique gallery, Cabinet of Curiosity. And the expression that was on your face once you entered today, it was so inspirational.
Yes.
The sparkle in your eyes, this is actually what drives us to do this business and make ourselves better daily.
Okay.
So thank you so much.
Yes,
and thank you for having me on your podcast.
Yes.
I'm here with the Cabinet of Curiosity for 4 years.
Okay.
Already, and I was in a team when we were opening this showroom 3 years ago.
Yes.
And the business was inspired by old cabinets of curiosities from the Renaissance era in Europe.
Okay.
And this is the culture that we embrace.
Yes.
The culture of discoveries, culture of curation, and this is kind of a way to bring European traditions into the UAE. Still, the collection is very diverse, and the items that you will find here, they're all from around the world, and the collection spans 4 centuries. So
I remember you saying so.
Yeah,
incredible.
It's
so back to the 17th
curious.
century, you said,
Yes.
if I remember correctly.
Yes, so the oldest piece in our collection is dated around 1640s.
Amazing.
Yeah, the actual cabinets of curiosities started even earlier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a time of exploration, travels around the world. So the travelers, they were bringing different pieces from the travels as souvenirs, as pieces for study, and passing this tradition over the generations. However, we are different from that cabinets of curiosities, of course. We're trying to step together with the world and using technologies and passing it to the new generations, make it accessible.
Okay, brilliant. I mean, I certainly felt more cultured having come and visited you over the weekend. So from what I understand, so the kind of genesis of the Cabinet of Curiosity was an e-commerce business initially. I think I remember you saying, right?
Yes.
And then that transitioned into what is now this incredible space, yes?
Yes, correctly. So, we started as an online platform. We were selling things online through our website and social media. But of course, when people are shopping for antiques and vintage pieces, they want to see them in real life, touch them, hear the stories. And even though we have this service as a home viewing, where you can try most of the pieces in your own interiors and decide on the spot, people still prefer to come here and explore the whole collection.
Of course.
So, that's why we're here. We're kind of mediators and guides into the world of antique.
Amazing.
And I feel this place became my, not even second home, my real home.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember you saying when we you took me for a walk around on Saturday that you're saying it's become your home, which makes sense. You said you become quite attached to some of the pieces, right? If I remember correctly. It's quite hard to, I suppose, for lack of a better word, let them go sometimes, yes?
Yes, I'm getting sentimental sometimes, especially when you get to know about the history, about the biographies and names.
Yes.
And we put a lot of effort into curating these pieces. So our management and the owners of the company were hunting for these pieces from all around the world. They surprise us with whatever choices that they bring here.
Yes.
And then I surprise them with the presentation and with the stories, because of course pieces are coming with basic information most of the time, especially if they're from auctions.
Yes.
it allows us to maintain the high level of authenticity of our
Of course.
collection.
Yeah.
But this basic information is not enough most of the
Not
times.
freely available. Yeah.
Yes, so we have to dig into archives, movies, books in all different
That
languages.
actually reminds me, there was sorry to interrupt, you were
Yeah.
telling me an interesting story. You were saying the pieces are sourced, now correct me if I'm wrong, largely from Europe in
Yes.
terms of sourcing, but origins are global.
Yes,
Yes?
correct.
Can you
Correct.
remind me about that? So you said Europe, but it's all over Asia. Remind me some of those jurisdictions again.
Yes, so we have tribal art from Africa.
There we go.
have Asian and
Yeah.
Shinozuri, Japandi antiques, some Oriental things native
Yes.
to the Middle East.
Yes.
A lot of Orientalism. So these are the pieces that were created by European craftsmen and artists.
Yes.
But the topic is the Middle East. So this is how we get Orientalism.
I
The
see.
same
That
goes
makes
for
sense.
the
Yeah.
Shinozuri. These are also European pieces that are made in Chinese style. And this
Okay.
is a trend that
That's
lasts
unique, right?
already for so many centuries, at least 3 or 4 centuries. You can find furniture and art pieces.
Amazing.
And of course, the large part of the collection are European antiques
Yes.
because they have the culture of preserving this kind of pieces
Mhm.
and passing them through the generations.
I
And
see.
also they have a market for centuries.
Of course. Okay, so you told me, talking about the journey of a piece from, so essentially the owners or the sourcing team would go and source these things from all over, be it auctions or you said certain markets, and sometimes the kind of origin of the pieces aren't well known.
Yes.
So what kind of research does it take? I mean, where do you start?
I think for the experienced antique enthusiasts,
Yes,
they can see already the pieces just by the glimpse.
by having a good eye, I guess. Like
Yes,
you say.
yes, to see the craftsmanship, some details. So of course the auctions, they give information
Yes.
about the things, but sometimes you can also find things on the flea market, in some shops, and
Yes.
dealers not all the time know
Of
what they're
course.
selling. So this is when I come into into the play, and I decode the signatures or
Wow.
the silver marks, and then
Okay.
we find out who actually the designer or the artist is.
Yes.
And the whole world opens, and then you have much more appreciation to this kind of pieces. Some of them are iconic, limited edition, or
Yeah.
some of them are actually truly
Amazing.
one of a kind. So the value of antiques, it's not only about their price,
Yes,
but it's about their uniqueness.
of course.
Yeah.
So you must have, I mean, just thinking about that, I remember you telling me a story. There was a piece somewhere here. I think it was called the bicycle chair.
Yes.
You said there was an interesting story behind that.
Yes.
Remind me of that if you don't mind. I was fascinated by that. Yeah.
Yeah, we moved that to
It
that
was- there it is.
corner.
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
Yes,
okay,
exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
So for some time we didn't know what is the origin of this chair. All we knew is that it's made in the 1980s, and
Yes.
it's made of bicycle chain, and this is probably Italy,
Mm-hmm.
for sure in Europe. So I was touring one of our clients, and they asked me if it's designed by Reika Wakubo.
That was it. That was
Yeah,
it.
so
Yeah.
this is the designer and the founder of Comme des Garçons. With this tiny hint, I did my research and I found out that it was actually a collaboration of 2 Italian designers.
Mm-hmm.
And this chair is not related to Reika Wakubo,
Yes.
but these 2 designers actually collaborated with her
Wow.
on some other projects. So
Okay.
yeah, this is a rare piece from the early prototypes. At first it was made in chrome, and this one is a little bit later redesigned in black.
Okay. Yeah, which is, I guess that's the one. Because what didn't you say it was originally silver, or there was something to do with the silver that made him think it was a certain artist, or wasn't there something with that, if I remember correctly?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it they called the model Silver Beard.
That was it. Well, I knew it was silver
Barba
something. Okay.
Argenta,
Yes.
which means silver beard, and it was made in chrome. So this
Okay.
is what inspired the
Amazing.
name of it. And even though it's now made in black, it's still a
Yes.
silver beard.
Okay, so that's a good insight into what the journey of a piece may look like between arriving and you doing some digging and actually discovering what's really there.
Yes, and this is the thing, we're learning every day. It's very hard to know everything, and I think there is no such a person in the world who can know everything, but I think curiosity is the key.
Hence the name.
So we are learning every day, and sometimes even our clients, by asking us curious questions,
Yes.
they also ignite this kind of researches.
That's so interesting. So what I'm also interested to find out, so how does, I mean, you're a young woman, how does a young woman end up in an antique gallery? Have you always had a passion for that, or what was that like? How did that happen?
Thank you for this question. It's very interesting because it's actually a long story. I can tell you my whole life, same as I can talk about this antique 24/7. But yes, I got my education in architecture.
Okay.
In Russia, Pacific National University, and also in South Korea. I was an exchange student and even started my master degree.
Yes.
But the thing is, I was always more interested in aesthetical side and the historical side of the architecture and arts in general. So I found myself here after several years trying different jobs, being a graphic designer, being a photographer, being an interpreter.
Okay, in terms of when you say you found yourself, you mean in Dubai or in your journey in general?
I had a feeling that I can find myself in Dubai.
Amazing.
So I didn't really get a nice offer from the beginning.
Okay.
So I decided just to stick to whatever job for now in here. So and then I started developing my portfolio and my CV.
Yes.
Building my portfolio actually as a graphic designer.
Okay.
And also doing photography.
I was going to say you have a passion for photography too. I remember that. Yeah.
So part of my job now is to make photography and videography for our website and for our social media. So I'm a marketing manager here.
Yes.
And I also had a development as for my role at Cabinet of Curiosity, because as we started as an online platform, I was a digital marketing manager.
Yes.
Then I realized that advertisement is not really enough for this kind of collection, for this nature of the business. So for me, it's more about product knowledge and research and curation.
Yes.
That's why it's not official, but I say I'm a curator here.
You certainly feel like one when we walk around. Yeah.
So for me, it became very important just to develop our presence day by day, and I'm really grateful that I have a chance to have creative freedom in here and suggest some ideas.
Okay.
So actually, all my life, all my skills, all my experiences in all different kind of jobs, in all different kind of fields, I can apply them here.
Incredible.
So my work is never boring.
I wouldn't imagine so.
So one day I would be taking photographs.
Yes.
Another half of the day I would be editing them.
Yes.
Tomorrow I would be doing the research. Then we have an event. Then we have some other things. So
non-stop.
It's not really a routine work.
Which is wonderful. I mean, routine can be a bit stifling, I suppose. If you don't mind me asking, how long have you been in Dubai?
It's been about 8 years.
8 years. Okay, that's a great journey. And I mean, for someone that's creative and artistic and studied architecture and has a mix of, I guess, antique love mixed in with that, that's quite a creative person. Now, I think Dubai often isn't seen, yes, it's seen as forward thinking, but I don't know if it's always seen as culturally kind of having heritage. What has that journey been like as an antique curator or a curator in your space, or someone with a flair for design and art and culture like yourself? You've obviously found a space in Dubai.
Yeah.
How do you find that here?
I think Dubai and the UAE are underestimated for their
Yes.
culture. So you need to know the places where to find it.
Yes.
And I think comparing UAE 8 years ago when I arrived here first time and now, these are two different countries in terms of the art cultural scene.
Really?
How many museums opened
That's
and
true.
are going to open very soon, for
Yes.
example in Abu Dhabi, and how many galleries, how many artists decided to devote themselves full time
Correct.
into this kind of art. So I'm traveling a lot in the UAE, and
Really?
also I'm learning new things about the culture. You can dive deep inside
Okay.
some of the historical sites in the northern Emirates, Al-Ain, Dubai.
Brilliant.
So yes, for me it's not some kind of a compromise. And plus, when I was studying architecture back in Russia,
Yes.
we had all these buildings such as Burj Khalifa and Burj Al Arab and other curious skyscrapers
Yes.
in our textbooks.
I see.
So it was already a history for me.
yes.
This kind of iconic pieces. Yes, this is of course a contemporary art,
Mhm.
which is always have been criticized
Sure.
by each new and
Well,
old generation, but
yeah.
yeah, it's already iconic, so it's just a matter of time when it becomes
It's only gonna become
history
more
and
iconic, I
the
guess.
kind of an ideal or example or an
Yes.
exponent
Yeah.
by its own.
Exactly. It's right what you're saying. So it becomes, an example is probably the right word.
Yeah.
So it's very fascinating to hear that. So as a person that's surrounded by deep culture every day, you feel that gap or that bridge in that gap in the UAE has been bridged. So do you find yourself able to rub shoulders and spend time with people who are or think alike and have the same passions as you?
Yes, and I feel I meet more and more people who
Okay.
are on the same wave with me. So
Yes.
I'm a part of a photography collective, for example, and we
Okay.
have about 130 members. Most of them, photography is just passion. They don't do it for as a full-time job, but
Yes.
we travel together, we do photo walks, and this is always an inspiration for me for the things that I can apply at my work
Yes.
and also explore the culture of the UAE.
Okay.
And the energy exchange between
a great
people,
thing
of
here,
course,
yes.
it's very important. So life is not only about work,
That's true.
of course.
Yeah.
So yes, as an expats, we always need to have friends and alike
Yes.
people. So yeah, and also our clients and visitors at Cabinet of Curiosity, they make me motivated and
Yes.
they keep me inspired every day.
So the reason I ask it and the reason I stay on that point is because I think, for Europeans, for example, for those that maybe haven't spent extended time here or in the UAE, not only Dubai, but the UAE at large, I think they often think that it's kind of, for lack of a better word, kind of a Disneyland culture or a Las Vegas type of culture. But the fact that you speaking to this now and that we're sitting in this incredible gallery shows that that's not the case. And there is, there's an availability for people that think alike and that have a deep culture and a European-centric way of thinking that belongs here too.
Yes, and I think the problem of it is also the tempo of the life in Dubai.
Mhm.
It's very fast, so sometimes people find themselves as not able to put such travels and explorations into their schedule, and then they
Yes.
start complaining. So I think this is just a matter of time for someone to get familiarized with the culture and the lifestyle
Yes.
of Dubai, especially such a
Okay.
fast developing city, and
Yeah.
find the people with whom they can.
Yeah, their niche or their group of
Yes,
people. Yeah, that makes
yes.
sense. Okay. Which again speaks to the fact that there's something for everyone, right? It
Yeah.
just, and some of those preconceived ideas are probably wrong. Maybe it was more right a decade ago, but right now that's changed. So that's great. It's nice that you can confirm that, and
Yeah.
obviously it's not often I meet people that spend time in such beautiful spaces, but it's nice to know that that is changing and that cultural element is certainly there, which is wonderful. Another thing I'm interested in finding out is Dubai is known for being a melting pot of nationalities, and you must deal with an eclectic type of clientele. I mean,
Right.
how many nationalities come through these doors weekly, and how many of those are repeat clients, or is it a mix?
So many. Of course, we have our regular clients who are asking us if we're getting any new arrivals, and
Yes.
we keep them updated. But in general, yes, it is a mix of nationalities. And of course, as we are based in the UAE,
Yes.
we have a large Emirati
Amazing.
community of the collectors. But people from all around the world are buying with us, and
Yes.
we also ship internationally.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, amazing. Okay. And then another thing I wanted to ask is, we spoke about a few pieces when I was here. We spoke to the piece behind you. We spoke
Yes.
to what if you had to pick kind of I know it's probably difficult, it's like choosing your
Very
favorite
difficult.
child, but what 3 pieces that stand out for you as we speak? Do you have anything like that?
The thing is, statistically, we would sell one thing, and our management would send 10 things to
Okay.
replace that one thing.
My
So the
goodness.
collection is growing, and every time I feel like, oh, this one is my favorite piece right now, or
Yes.
this one, and then we get more and more and more of them. So of course the collection changes.
Okay.
Sometimes I even cry when my favorite pieces are getting sold, and
Yes.
I'm putting myself into guilt tripping that I actually don't possess these things.
Yes.
I'm just emotionally attached, so I should not be greedy. I should let it
Yes.
go,
But
you
it
know?
must be incredibly hard not to get attached. It must be
Yeah.
incredibly difficult. Yeah.
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 We can talk more about, some of the pieces in our collection and have,
Yes.
a little sneak peek. Like
Sure.
that tapestry that you mentioned,
I'm
the
looking at it now.
Alexander the
It's-
Great,
Yeah.
on the Battle of Issus. So
Yes.
it actually has such a long story. So the scene depicted, it happened, about 300 year BC.
Yes.
So, and then the series of these compositions, it was made by Jacob Jordans in 1630s, and then it was replicated by several Flemish studios
Yes.
in the next 2 decades. So
I
this
remember
one
you
is
saying
dated
so.
1640s, 1650s
Yes.
from
Wow.
the Brussels. So and the immersive scale of it.
Yeah. I mean,
And
we
the-
could have to get some footage of it because it's incredible. Yeah.
And also the condition. So this is the thing that always surprises me, how all these things survived so
Yes.
many years and how they were so well preserved
Yeah.
for centuries.
Yeah. I was here on Saturday for the first time. It's now Tuesday. I walked in and I saw 3 pieces that I didn't see on Saturday. I don't know if they were new or if you just, every time you do a loop, you see something different, because it's a lot to take in.
I'm not sure which pieces you're
I'll
talking
show you.
about, but
Yeah.
the thing is, even with the different lighting during the day,
Yeah.
the appearance changes.
Okay. That makes
So,
sense.
Yes.
Yeah, because I was here in the morning, so that makes sense that it's changed a bit.
Yeah.
So, and then your knowledge, how do you have, we walked around for about half an hour, and incredible knowledge. How do you, I guess you're passionate enough to retain the information, but really, we were pointing,
Thank
I
you.
shouldn't turn around on camera, but I will. That was Napoleon or?
Yes,
Remind
Napoleon.
me?
Yes, these are the book pages from the book, which was commissioned by Napoleon Bonaparte when he
Yes.
went to Egypt.
Yes,
So
that
the
was it.
title of the
I was
book
interested
is
as it was African sourced.
yes,
Okay.
description of Egypt.
Yes.
So these are many volumes, and you can see by the size of the pages how
Yeah.
big the books are.
Yes.
Of course, there are not only the illustrations, but the whole text.
Yes.
And the way how you would read this book, you would go to the library
Mhm.
and you would open the volume where it has a text, and it would have references to another volume
Yes.
where you can read a sentence and refer to an illustration or a map, and then come back to the text. So you would have several books open.
Yes.
Just like the same way how we search information now on internet.
Yes.
You would have several tabs
Of
open.
course.
So it all
Same
comes
thing.
from there.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Okay.
So answering your question about my passion, I think
Has it grown over time, or it was always there? But I mean, and also you cannot have that much knowledge on something without being passionate about it. I don't know if that's possible.
I think this is the biggest secret.
Yes.
You know, when I was a kid, the thing is that my mom, she used to be a history teacher in the middle school.
Okay.
So I grew up rewinding this historical movies on VHS, so she can get ready for her classes, and then I would sneak in to her lectures and listen. But the thing is, I wasn't that passionate that time.
Okay.
Memorizing dates, let's say, or the names. It was quite boring for me. I was looking into some connections, let's say,
Yes.
and aesthetics.
Of course.
Again. So I cannot say that I was a fan of history at any moment of my life.
Yes.
But the thing is, as I'm coming back to it now, I understand that this kind of research, you cannot really enforce it into a person. And again, it's impossible to know the whole history.
Yes.
And the most effective way to learn about these things is to ask questions.
Of course.
So if you have a question about something and you want to get more details, you want
That's a
to get
great
to the truth of some, let's say, item, story, style, some kind of historical event,
Yes.
you need to ask right questions, and then you will know
Yeah,
where to
knowledge is
look for
power.
them.
Yeah.
And then this is the whole another thing. It's not like learning history, it's discovering history.
Yes, what a good way to put it. Yeah. Not learning it, discovering it. That's a
Yeah.
great way to put it. Yeah, I think that makes sense. And that, again, speaks to the passion. So, yeah, that's I must remember that. That's a very good saying. Yeah.
Yeah, there were some pieces also. For example, the one that is sold already, I'm sorry, but I can also give you a photograph of that.
Yes.
So it was abstract painting from the mid-century,
Yes.
and it was just only signed at the back, actually from the 1969.
Incredible. Okay.
Yes, I remember there was a monogram.
Yes.
I was wondering because the artist appeared to me as he might be still alive, and what
Yes.
if we take an interview with them?
Wow.
And I started searching. I don't speak German, but
Okay.
I found a landline number.
Yes.
Like, what if I write a script and try to call them? Because it was the full name. I thought I'm
Yes.
calling the right person. It turns out, after several attempts to contact this person with my family help,
Yes.
we found out it wasn't the right person. It was a person with exactly the same name
Okay.
and exactly the same family name.
Wow. Okay.
So I had kind of a dead end
Yes.
in my research. Then I found out that the actual artist, unfortunately, already passed away a couple of years before.
Okay, that's unfortunate.
That that when I started my research, so I kind of gave up.
Yes.
I was still searching on internet almost weekly if something will pop up.
Okay, you couldn't let it go. Yeah.
After, I think maybe 1 year, we received an email.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out from his nephew,
Wow. Okay.
who said, my uncle, he was an amazing artist, and he was mostly doing landscapes
Yes.
and some still lifes.
Okay.
But then I discovered that he also made an abstract art, which I
Yes.
never knew and which I really love. Can I
Okay.
buy it?
Yes.
So we got to know the story about this piece. Of course, we asked him some questions without, going into
Sure.
some personal things, whatever he wanted to
what
share
he's
with us.
comfortable doing. Yeah.
So we got to know the story of the piece, and then it came back to its family.
Wow. Okay. What an interesting journey.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, discovering the history rather than learning the history, which is amazing. Okay.
Yeah.
So, Maria, obviously it's an incredible space. You moved from the e-commerce previously into the physical gallery. Even around the gallery, amazing space. How did you find the gallery or the space?
Yes, so we were looking for a space in Dubai, but we didn't want to touch any kind of malls.
Yes.
It's a big advantage here that people who are visiting Cabinet of Curiosity,
Yes.
they already know that they're visiting an antique gallery, and
Great.
maybe they don't really know what kind of things they will see
Mhm.
this time visiting us, but they already know what kind of nature
Yes.
of our gallery is. So we were looking for unconventional space, and Al-Quds industrial, it's still industrial zone,
Yes.
but geographically, if you look at the map, it's just in the middle of Dubai. It's just a geographical center of
Really?
Dubai. So a couple of years ago, they signed a new master plan
Okay.
for the city,
Yes.
which is saying that Al-Quds should not be industrial area anymore
Okay.
by 2030.
That soon.
So
Okay. I actually saw that. I was chatting to someone about it
yeah,
maybe 2 weeks ago. Yes.
Yes.
I remember that.
yes,
We were driving on Sheikh Zayed Road and he actually pointed out Al-Quds and said they're going to rezone it or it shouldn't be listed as industrial.
exactly.
yeah.
So that's why so many galleries and showrooms are opening here,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
Al-Quds becomes a creative zone
Yes.
for everyone. So
Yeah.
you can see there are some festivals here. And day by day I see the new entities emerging here.
Yes.
It will take time, of course, but
It's amazing because even I felt transported when I came in here.
Yeah.
Not only into the gallery, obviously that speaks for itself, but just the area. It felt, I guess, for lack of a better word, like a creative hub
yes,
of sort of artisans and these sorts of people. So is that what you're referring to? Yeah.
yes, there are studios, let's say ceramic studios,
Yeah.
plenty of coffee shops, and
Yes.
you will enter there, and each and every one, they will have their own atmosphere in
Yes.
there. Art galleries, furniture makers,
Yes.
shops
Yes.
and
Yeah.
galleries
Yeah.
again. So yes, the Goshever houses, the whole compound is very new. Actually, maybe a year ago, if you would check the Google Maps,
Mm-hmm.
the 360 view,
Yes.
you would still see that there is no compound in here. It
Okay.
wasn't updated
Yeah. Yeah.
for
yeah.
a very
That's what you
long
refer
time.
to, compound. I keep forgetting the name. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just a flat surface. So 3
Yeah.
years ago, they opened their doors for the tenants, and we were one of the first ones.
Okay. And
Yeah.
you've been happy here. I mean, yeah, like I say, I took a little stroll around the area after I left here on Saturday, and I was just fascinated. Obviously, this is a standout. I mean, it's hard to compete with the gallery, but yeah, you can kind of see those. It's kind of got that. It's almost not a throwback, but it's probably not what you would expect when you initially land in Dubai. And it just shows how that culture's evolving again, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
and I think the name speaks for itself.
Yes.
The curiosity. So
Yes.
this is what we try to do. We try to surprise you each and
Yes.
every time you enter here.
Yeah. Well, that's how it feels. I mean, so I just want to say again, thank you so much for having us, Maria. Thank you for curating such a beautiful place and allowing us into the Cabinet of Curiosity. And thank you for bringing additional culture to Dubai
Thank
and
you,
the UAE.
Sheldon.
And I certainly hope we'll spend more time together, maybe without the microphones,
Yeah,
and you can just walk around with me. I would
Sure.
appreciate it.
Yeah, it would be my pleasure anytime.
Thank you again.
Thank you so much,
Thanks, Maria.
Sheldon.
Thank you.